Hello, my name is Clark Beckham. I was the runner-up of season 14 on American Idol, and we are diving into solo rounds in Hollywood Week. Jovin Webb. This dude has sneakily sounded awesome the whole season. He's got to be careful not to be a Chris Stapleton sound-alike, and they have tuned his voice and treated his voice as gold on the production side this whole time. And this really stood out that way. But he just sounds like $1,000,000. Genavieve sang In My Blood and had some really nice melody choices. I think she's really gonna give us some nice musical moments. She's not just a singer who sings well. She's a musician and hears unique melodies. Arthur Gunn. Yeah, he did. Have you ever seen The Rain? Creedence Clearwater Revival. New arrangement. Band couldn't get it, but that's understandable. They have like 80 people to play for that day. Hollywood Week, by the way, is within 72 hours. All of that happens in 3 days. So he decided to do it by himself on guitar, which at first I was like, be careful with that. They want to hear you with the band, and now you've got this arrangement. Like, what are you even gonna do? And then he did it. That was the right choice. Really showed his ability to find really great moments in music and take us somewhere that just we've never been before with that song. Here's the thing about originals. It's a huge risk. Now, if you're good enough, it'll pay off. Likely you've grown up being the best singer in your town. And likely, unless you live in Nashville, Los Angeles, New Orleans, New York City, a big music city with a huge music scene, you're likely the only person who's writing songs. So when you write a song at home, you show your friends and your family, they're gonna think it's awesome. And you're gonna think it's awesome because we're all biased for our own songs. We just are. A lot of times you will subconsciously convince yourself that a line is good when it's not good. I do it all the time. You can listen to my songs and I can tell so blatantly which song I wrote by myself and which song I wrote with writers. And another thing is, everyone's a great singer. You gotta be careful with great singers that write songs because they can make a bad line sound good. But in this competition, at this stage, when you've got Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie listening to you, it's a huge difference from your mom and them listening to your original. And that's why originals are a huge risk. And for solo rounds, not really the place to do it, in my opinion. They want to hear you with a band, and you're doing an original, and it just needs to be really good. It's an entirely different world than performing. So they showed all these people that did originals and just kind of fell on their face. Not good, not good, not good, confusing, like what's going on? And then they showed Lauren. Lauren auditioned with an original. She's a great singer. Her thing is songwriting, and it's the lyrics. The song was ironclad, and you just sat there and listened. And that's the country music genre. The lyrics are so good, you just sit there and listen. God made a woman, and you just listen to why and how. And all the lines are perfect. The symmetry of the syllables per line are perfect. It's just ironclad. It's on another level. So she's someone who can do an original. The return of Sophia Wackerman. I was missing her last episode during group rounds, and apparently she didn't do so well. And I'm shocked because she sang with Sarah Isen, who's a beast. I met both of them. And I've sung with both of them. They're a part of an a cappella group that's a killer. And apparently they didn't do too well, which surprised me. But Sophia's back and she sings. And now we learn that not only can she play piano really well, not only is she a great arranger, not only can she choose some vowels, sing some runs, do all the nice nuances, she can powerhouse sing. She's got all of the tools. She's likable, she's talented, seems very easy to work with. She's got every tool. Now she just got to use them. And then Sarah Isen sounded like $1,000,000. She sounded really good. She's a beast as well. I am so surprised she didn't make it through. She sounded amazing. There's somebody who said, I can't remember his name, and it might be best, because he was saying like, man, well, I'm just surprised I made it this far. And there's a lot of people that have said that, and not in a humble way, not like a, wow, I'm just happy to be here. Just kind of like, oh, shoot, man, I'm just surprised I made it this far. And that mentality bothers me so much. There's so many people that are dying to be there, and then when the people just kind of come in like haphazardly, like, well, I'm just surprised I'm still here, it just bothers me. When I was on the show, I never thought I was gonna be in the top 10, but I never thought I wasn't gonna be in the top 10. So it's not like I know I'm gonna make it this far and I knew I was gonna be here. It's not that either. It's not that either. I think it's a safety thing too. I think it's like if they get cut, they're like, well, I knew it. I was right. I'm surprised I got this far. This is crazy. Like apathy, kind of like I don't even care anyway. It's just not a good look. Maybe I'm being unfair. I think I am. Kimmy Gabriela, great singer, Ferrari engine voice. She sang I'm Here, Color Purple. Huge song, perfect time, and she got outsung by Just Sam.
Gonna hold my head up.
She can wreck this song.
Back
She's about to.
and look you straight in the eye.
Come on, girl.
Gonna flirt with somebody. I'll sing.
Sing.
I believe I have inside of me everything that I need to live a bountiful life.
Bass player.
And all the love, loving who I really am.
Here's the thing with Just Sam. Every time I see her before the performance, she is losing her mind, breaking down in tears, curled up in a ball on the floor, shaking, and I get it. It's a high-stress situation. Every time I see her doing that, I'm thinking, nope. You just can't do that. Someone asked me, why do they do Hollywood Week in such a short amount of time? They do it because they need to simulate high stress, high pressure situations when you have less than ideal circumstances, like little sleep, you might be hungry, you might be uncomfortable. What do you do in those situations? And Just Sam, every time I see her, she's losing her mind. Crying, saying that she's nauseous and her voice hurts, which I get, your voice hurting, not having a lot of sleep. You're doing a lot of interviews, you're talking more than you're singing. I get it. You've got to be able to just take in all this stress and make it happen. Put it on your back and just keep going. And then she sings. And she kills it. I mean, she crushed. Every time I've made a video, after I'm done, I'm like, oh, why didn't I talk about Just Sam? Because she's so good. Here's the thing though. I think she knows exactly what to say to get on camera. She's saying everything that all those producers want her to say. She's in tears and she says, I'm gonna call my grandmother and tell her that everything's gonna be okay now. It's like, well, you're top 40, so you got a ways to go still. I mean, you can tell her that, because I would tell her that no matter what happens, that everything's gonna be okay, because that's just a good thing to say. The producers wanna hear, this is the most important day of my life. It's all on the line here. This is the most important performance of my life. They wanna hear those things, and she feeds them. She's doing all the things that are perfect for camera and that they want, that make good TV. When I see someone who's having a nervous breakdown for duets and just saying, oh my gosh, the stress, it's just so much, it's just so much, it's just so much, and then goes and kills it, I'm like, wow, they handled that well. And then they do it twice in a row where they're like having a breakdown again and they're weeping into their vocal coach's arms, just feeling nauseous and everything, and then the song starts and she's like, whew. I'm just saying, I looked up her Instagram and the first thing I saw was Just Sam, actress. And I wasn't shocked. At the end of the day though, she's destroying every song that goes in front of her. She's giving the producers what they want. So who am I? Because as far as the performance goes, she's knocking it out of the park every single week. At one point in the show, they start showing everybody falling apart. Part of that was nice for a second. People are just trying way too much. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. The people that they tune and really work on their voice, they might be doing the same thing. And it sounds great because they, do the thing with the voice. And then the people that don't want to sound great, they just don't touch the voice. They leave it dry and they change the mix and all of a sudden they sound terrible. So, I don't know. A lot of times when you go into Hollywood Week, you're surrounded by all these crazy singers and everyone who's getting the oohs and the ahs are people who can sing high notes and people who can do runs. So the people who don't do that think they need to, and so they try these high notes and these runs, and that's not their thing. You don't need to sing a run to be soulful. You don't need to sing a run or a high note to be a good performer. People need to understand that they can't try to be someone else. They can't try to do the thing that's someone else's thing. They gotta be themselves, because God's put a unique thing in them that can only come out of them and can't come out of anybody else. And that's an advantage to them. They need to show that. And let the other people do their thing. Makayla Brumlee had a moment where she was saying there's a lot of stress, and then she said the words, I don't handle stress well. And I went, you're in the wrong profession. Now, I've really struggled with this. She goes to sing right when the song begins. I think she feels a seizure coming on and she leaves the stage. It's a very scary moment. It's very real. She goes side stage and starts to seize. They do all the right things. They have medical staff there and they take her to the hospital to get checked up. Her dad's there. He's saying everything's fine. It's a condition. She's perfectly healthy. She reacts this way with high stress. And I'm thinking, she can't go through. You can't put her in this situation again. What if this happens in a live show? You can't put her through and potentially lead her to another episode. Then she comes back way later in the episode. And oh my gosh, if there's a moment to cry, this was it. She sang a song by Casey Musgraves called Rainbow. Now, remember, she goes out, this is her dream, this is what she wants to do, this is her career, she's on American Idol, and she has a seizure. Goes to the hospital. It's humiliating. She comes back and sings these words. When it rains, it pours. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. Well, the skies finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Woo! And she killed it. Voice sounded amazing. And oh my gosh, just going through all of that and talking about can't get above the water line and when it rains, it pours, but it's not raining anymore. And, you know, you realize there's always been a rainbow over your head and silver lining. It's just, oof, that was good. Really sweet moment. I really struggle, though, on whether she should go through or not. But I don't know. I'm really up in the air because it's a disability and people with disabilities do great things. So maybe it's just my fear and being uncomfortable with the idea of her having a seizure again. When maybe for her it's not a big deal. I don't know. I don't know. I really struggle with this one. So I was editing the video and realized I forgot. Camryn Leigh Smith.
Buried in my soul, like California cold.
Come on.
You found the light in me that I couldn't find.
Whoa! I don't know where I've been. I missed a lot of the audition episodes, but oh my gosh. She said, I want to do this song to show that I'm not just a ballad singer, I can do bigger stuff. Agreed. Wow, 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 wow. Big fan. Not just the belting notes and the quality of those notes, the power, the tone, the accuracy, but the choices while up there. I mean, she gives you what you think is the best she has, and then she throws a couple more notes in there. Whew, that's what got me. Devon Alexander.
Sometimes I get down, afraid
Hey!
I will fall.
Ugh. Sing.
And though the sun shines and I see nothing.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Yeah. Lionel Richie said, put his foot on it. I've heard the expression, put your foot in it. I am going to defer to Lionel Richie on all musical terms, especially of this subject. But he did both. He put his foot in, on, and around all of that song. I don't know where he came from. Louis Knight was struggling, staying focused with his friend that passed away to suicide. It was his birthday that day. That is a real thing. That's very heartbreaking, and I totally get it. Bobby Bones, bro, comes in with the wisdom, earning his paycheck. Louis says, I'm trying to get it out of my mind. And Bobby goes, why would you do that? Harness it. Take that in. Draw inspiration from him. Don't try to ignore it. All that being said, I don't think he did that well. And I don't think he's very good. But he has something. He has something that the producers love. He has something that America loves. He made it through, and I'm not mad about it. He's just not that good, which I hate to say because I like him. But he's got something. There's a part where they showed a lot of people singing the same song as others and being kind of nervous about it. You need to have the mentality of, I dare you to sing the song I'm going to sing. I'm singing this song. I don't care if everybody here sings this song. I don't care if Katy Perry sings this song. I'm going to sing this song. And if someone else wants to sing it after me, good luck. That's the mentality that you need to have. Makayla Phillips. I loved it. I've been very clear. I'm a big Makayla Phillips fan. She sang a song by Lizzo, and it was different, but she did it. I mean, she did it. She did the thing. She did the speaking parts, and she did the singing parts, and she gave it all she had, and she performed it well. Her facials were great. Like, everything was there. And then Katy Perry did not like it, and the judges didn't like it. And it seemed like when she left the stage, she was upset with her own performance. And that's when it comes back to tuning. They tune and produce the people they like and that they want America to like, but then you don't know what it sounded like in the room. So she could have been awful. We don't know. she sounded great to me. But they didn't like it, and it seems like she didn't like it either, so who's to say what happened there? Speaking of which, I can't believe they did this. Jonny and Margie, they referred to their duet and how they had problems. Last episode when they sang the duet and we listened to it, sounded great to me, and I mentioned that. But this episode, when they flashed back to that moment, they didn't sound good. And all of a sudden, there's all these pitch problems that weren't there before. So I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? They tuned the vocals when they wanted you to like them, but then when they're doing a flashback to say how bad it was, they don't touch the vocals and now it sounds bad. What are we supposed to do with that? How are we supposed to judge anything that we see that's pre-recorded? Again, this will all go away when it's a live show. Let me be very clear. American Idol is the best reality show, singing show, talent show that there is, bar none. They treat the contestants well, they give the contestants total creative freedom, and they by far have the highest resume of success after the show. But they're killing me with this stuff. Here's what we heard Sunday night.
Like we're saying goodbye.
And here's what we heard Monday night as a flashback.
Goodbye.
Sunday night tuned. Monday night not tuned. There it is. There's a moment when Margie is freaking out and Jonny says, don't freak out. Let me tell you that doesn't work. When someone is really freaking out or when someone is really nervous, what doesn't help is saying, don't be nervous or don't freak out. It just doesn't quite work. I prefer the Bobby Bones method of, that's okay, that's fine. You can get nervous, it's natural. You can still perform well with nerves, and you will. You're freaking out. Okay, let's talk about it. Why are you freaking out? Let's see if we can dive into it and kind of remedy some of this. But when someone just says, don't freak out, it just doesn't help. But I love the intent. Jonny West sang an original song, and I almost cried.
What if I don't have a moment?
Sing! Come on.
And what if it slips and I can't hold it? What if I'm not who I'm supposed to be? And what if I don't have a moment? Or the moment don't have me?
Sheesh. Nice playing. Yeah, this dude's for real. Let me be one of the first to jump into the Jonny West bandwagon. I am a huge Jonny West fan, especially how they ended it with Margie and Jonny hugging and how sweet he was and how he's just thinking about her. And in an interview, he said if it's one of them two, he'd rather have her go through. And then how she handled it and how she's like, I want him to win and I'm there for him. And oh my gosh, that was so sweet. I almost cried. I teared up a little bit. I did. But Jonny's song, shoo! He sounded great, and they made sure of it. I'm in for Jonny. Jonny's my dude. Let's go Jonny freaking West. He's a for real musician. He's a great piano player. He's got a great voice, great tone, good choices, nice falsetto, really pleasant face when he sings. I like Jonny. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, comment, and so we can talk about it. I'll see you next week.